Good morning, third grade. Today is Wednesday, January 29th, 2020. I hope you have a fabulous Wednesday. Let's take a look at our schedule for today. So, homeroom. Everyone should have their planner printed out. So if you're in Math A, you have this planner. If you're in Math B, you have this planner. I hope everyone has this printed out because it's super important. So today is Wednesday. Unless you were excused from spelling, today is Detective Dino, so it's an interactive activity. And unless you were exempted from vocabulary, today is crossword puzzle day. Reading, it's your first read through of the racing game. Grammar, unless you were excused, it's Barnyard Buddy, another interactive. Writing, you're going to work on adding content. And today's other ELA activity is fluency. No math today. And I forgot to change this, but you only have the science basic of photosynthesis this week. You will not have the social studies or the interdependence of man and nature science. So just the basics of photosynthesis. Then your spelling and vocab words if you need them, and your extra notes and reminders. And again, you have your spelling for week 3 extra activity. This will help prepare you for your spelling test if you haven't taken it already. Learning Lab today from 1 to 2 on Zoom. That's for third grade only. So it's all about you and whatever you need. Morning work and message for today. So today is the Way Back Wednesday. What historical event took place on January 29th, 1936? So if you click on this link, you can find out. I don't want to spoil the surprise, but I'll give you a hint. Has to do with baseball. English. Today is Wednesday, so we're working on lesson 21.3. There's nothing to submit today. So today we're going to practice spelling and vocabulary unless you were exempted. You're going to have your first read through of the racing game. You're going to work with adjectives more unless you were exempted from grammar. And we're going to work on practicing adding content to writing. Then we have fluency. So spelling, again, unless you were exempted, it's Detective Dino activity. Vocabulary, unless you were exempted, it is the crossword puzzle. Reading, your first read through of the racing game. So yesterday you made a prediction, and you remember you're going to turn in your prediction to me for your weekly work. So now you're going to see if your prediction was right. And as you read, you'll see the vocabulary words for this week highlighted in yellow, and you can either read the selection on your own or you can follow along with the audio, and that would be down here. Grammar, again, unless you were exempted, we're still working on adjectives that are used to describe nouns and pronouns. So those are those extra words that give person, place, or thing an extra flair. So can you identify an adjective in a sentence? So you're going to give it a try with Barnyard Buddy. For writing, we're going to practice what we have learned about adding content to a writing. So the paragraph, I can't speak today, I apologize. The paragraph below could use some help, so you don't need to rewrite the paragraph. Just give the writer some suggestions for how he could add more content to his writing. For example, he might need to explain what something looks like in more detail. So you can read the paragraph below, or you can listen and follow along, and then you're going to give some suggestions of how he could make the paragraph pop more. And then fluency, you're going to practice rate, expression, and annotation. So rate's the speed that you read, so not reading too slowly or too quickly. Expression is, so you're not monotone like this. You give it some pep in your step reading. And intonation is the raising and lowering of your voice as you read. So if they say, you have to talk really loud, or you have to whisper. So practicing that, and you're going to listen to this read through of the 2 paragraphs. Then you're going to practice reading the paragraphs with the rate, expression, and intonation. Okay. And then there's no math today for either class unless you still have some math to do. And then science, I did fix it on here. You got a hangout for me yesterday. I decided it's too much, so we're just going to have 1 lesson a week in either science or social studies. So this week you're going to do the basics of photosynthesis. So the basic of photosynthesis, science lesson. As you can see, there's not a speaker here. I just learned this. There's not a speaker here like there is in English. So you are going to, if you'd like to listen, there's this gray intersecting lines up here. If you click on the arrow, it opens up a toolbar. So you can click on this finger and then click where you would like to be read to. So I'm going to click on the very first line. So you can have it read to you, and it highlights what it's reading. And then you can use the play, pause, and stop button. So the play button plays it. Pause pauses it right where it was left off, and stop stops it all together, so then it can start fresh. If you would like a translation, which I don't think anyone here needs one, you can look up a dictionary definition. So I'm going to select a word. So, oops, nope. Stop. There we go. I'm going to highlight examine and then click on the book, and that pulls up the dictionary definition for me. And you can get a picture definition. So I'm going to keep examine, and I'm going to click this button, and there is a picture to help make that connection. And you can use screen mask, so you can highlight what you're reading, so that, see how this is lighter and below it is darker? It helps you focus. So that is that. If you have more questions about the toolbar, let me know. That's going to be in your science, social studies, and math. And I believe it's also in your English. In your English, you have that listen option already. So we're working on exploration of plants. So you're going to read a bit about plants. This is a leaf. So you're going to examine a leaf with a microscope, a magnifying glass, or a jeweler's loupe. This is a close-up of a leaf. And you read some things about the leaf. And there's a cross-section of a leaf showing its anatomy down here. And you're going to complete the activity throughout the lesson and then submit it. So page 2. Flowers, pollen, and seeds. You're going to explore flowers. And you're going to read these directions and follow. Then in your science book, draw a picture of the leaf you have examined. Pay particular attention to the details of the anatomy mentioned. So on the first page, in the box below, draw a picture of the leaf you examined. Then on the next page, draw a diagram of the photosynthesis of the leaf you examined. So use the words carbon dioxide, carbohydrates, oxygen, water, and light to fill out the photosynthesis of a leaf diagram below. Then you'll say, answer these questions. What is the function of a leaf? What part of the leaf receives the sunshine? Do we as humans eat the leaves of plants? And what did pollen look like when you examined your flower? There's a video on photosynthesis to help you with that diagram. And then further study this will also help you more with photosynthesis. You can click on these websites to do that. I believe that is all for today. So I hope to see you at our live lesson for ConneXU at noon, and then again at 1 for some homework help. Have a great day, guys.